This video includes some important information to support you in map testing. Map testing will begin next week, and you need to be ready and prepared for the sessions that will take place in your maths and English lessons. First of all, please have ready some work to do for when you finish the test. The test should take a double lesson, but perhaps if you finish early, you'll have some time to spare. Your teacher will either give you some work, or you must have some work, something to read or something to do, because the test has to be done in exam conditions. These test-taking procedures include being silent and not communicating with other students, and these procedures will continue up until the end of the testing session. So please have some work ready for when you finish. It's important that you remember that testing works around your current knowledge. It will basically give you harder and harder questions until you reach the limit. You will eventually come to a question which is too hard for you. This is normal. It's part of the testing procedure. So if you feel that you don't know how to do a question, there's no point asking for help, because what you've found is your limit. Possibly you've come across a question on content that you've never done before. So it's important that you take a guess and you move on. The test will then give you easier questions. Another thing that you need to bear in mind is that if you do the test too quickly or randomly or underachieve, that means you will be asked to do it again. The test will actually stop and the proctor, the teacher, will be notified. So please be aware that the testing program records both types of responses, if you are doing it too quickly or if you are guessing. On maths testing, a calculator tool will appear at the top. This will happen on some, but not all questions, so don't worry if it doesn't come up. You can click the calculator picture to open an on-screen calculator in the case that it's available. If you are unsure about a word in a question, raise your hand for help. Your teacher can pronounce the word, but they will not be able to tell you what the word means or explain math symbols. Remember, if there is a question that you don't know the answer to, you probably haven't done it yet. It might even be a grade 9 question when you're actually still in grade 8. So just try your best and move on, but you do not need to ask for clarification. If you're doing the reading and language usage test, you might come across a reading passage that is too long to fit on the screen. Use the scroll bar on the right side, usually on this side, to scroll down and display the rest of the passage. Sometimes the same passage is repeated, but with a different question. So do not skip the question because the passage is the same. You'll find that the same passage is being used for grade 6, grade 7, grade 8 and grade 9 questions. So you might find that the question is actually much harder the second time you come across it. Again, there's no need to ask for help, just try your best. On the test day itself. On the test day, you'll be presented with the following information. The first thing you're going to have to do to take the test is to put the correct address in your browser. Now, this video was sent in an email which already contains the link. You can go to the email and address and click on that link, or you can type this address into your browser here. That will take you to a screen which should look like this. However, if you find that it looks like this instead, oops, where's my test window? Then what you have to do next is to disable your pop-ups. Now you can do that by going to your browser. Again, here's your browser. If you go to your browser and click on the little calendar icon here that's appeared with a little red square. If you click on that icon, you're given these choices. You need to select always allow pop-ups and redirects from test and map NWEA. So you click on this button here. And when you've done that, press done. And what you should end up with is this screen. This is your login screen. As you can see, the login screen asks for a session name and a session password. Your teacher will send you or give you that information. There will be a login, which may be something like this, Math Map 6.1, and a password, which will be a series of numbers. You need to log those in to your login page. There will be a long list of names. Once you've done that, you need to find your name from the drop-down list. You need to check the information and click OK. You may be asked to state which exam you're taking. Now, you are either taking Growth Reading 6+, as you can see down here, number 4, or Growth Maths 6+, CCSS 2010. But of course, that will depend on the subject you're in. Obviously, if you are in maths, then you will select Growth Maths 6+. And if you're in English or language arts, you would be in Growth Reading 6+. Once you have entered all the correct information, your teacher will confirm you and you will begin with the testing. You should have all the information you need to start and successfully complete map testing.